For record purpose and for the benefits of Nigerians and those in diaspora, especially sons and daughters of Ondo States, we love you to do justice to your introduction.
Akin, Olotu is my name. I used to describe myself as a student of life, but I'm an agronomist by training, and by the special grace of God and the good will of Mr. Governor, I'm the senior special assistant on agriculture and agribusiness. I head OSAIC here, Ondo State Agribusiness Empowerment Center. I equally oversee the Cocoa Revolution program.
I can actually call it Agribusiness Ondo State.
Yes.
What does it imply for an average Nigerians, for an average Ondo State to understand? What does that mean to them?
Our Governor Olotu Akeredolu, SAM, has a very clear vision of what he wants to do in this sector. And to him, agriculture should not just be a way of life. It should be seen as business. And that is why he created this agency. And let me add that is the number one, is the man in charge of agribusiness in Ondo State. So I am just assisting him. So fundamentally, the plan is that we must develop the value, we must have a value chain approach in the development of every agricultural commodity where we have comparative advantage as a state. So what do I mean? We are talking about pre-production activities, economic activities. We are talking about input supply, land preparation and things like that. Then when it comes to production itself, that is another link on the value chain. Then you talk about processing, you talk about marketing. Because if we don't have this holistic approach to it, we discover that there will be problems, there will be hitches along the line. Because as they used to say in engineering, that engineers design for the worst condition. And the strength, what do I mean by the worst condition? When you are putting a bridge in place, and you say the capacity of the bridge, hypothetically maybe is about 100 tons, that is, anything above 100 should not go over it. But the engineer, in the design, they will still go to 120. So that one day, one crazy driver with something above 100 will not make the bridge to collapse. So the essence of what I'm trying to say is this: the strength of every chain is determined at the weakest link. So the governor's approach is that every of this link must be strengthened. You must strengthen production, you must strengthen even capacity building. That was where we started. Capacity building, and it's still a continual exercise. Production, processing, marketing, and even consumption, because there was serious advocacy. We are doing that on cocoa now, that Nigerians must rev up the consumption of cocoa locally, so that people complain that we produce, that it is the people processing that are making the bulk of the profit, but it's because they have the market. How many Nigerians take chocolate? So you will agree with me that we need serious advocacy in that aspect. And to drive home my point, every of the link on the value chain of most of these commodities, if not all, I believe all, has to be strengthened for us to move forward. And that is Mr. Governor's approach.
What partnership, do you have any partnership with international agencies in order to boost this, the morale of your activities?
Yes, that's a good one. You will see this now. This is IDH. It's a Dutch, it's a renowned Dutch organization. We are signing the MOU tomorrow with them.
Interesting.
We've had a lot. Some came from the United States of America to look at what we can do in cattle. We are working on the Akono cattle ranch. We've had some from Sirad, for instance, in France. Presently, we are working. Mr. Governor has given go ahead. He has approved that we should procure sprouted nuts from. Why are we doing this? Because they have the best today in oil palm that is good for us. The latest product from Sierra has a very low FFA, and the yield is fantastic. And the fruiting spreads almost across the year with good agronomic practices. So we've been working with, we are working with Ovobel by the special grace of God. Ovobel chairman will be in the state, in the country in the first week of October on our egg processing project. So we've had both local, that is within the country, and people from outside the country, people and organizations that have been working together. I want to, let me say this today for the first time, and I think that should be the largest conglomerate of the largest concentration of industries in one location that has taken place in the last 4 years in this country. I'm not talking about Oba, I'm not talking about Ikeja, I'm talking about the Leyi Industrial Park in Ondo State. Today, Ondo State is, we are having a factory, the biggest cassava to ethanol factory in Nigeria. This has been made possible through the giant strides of Mr. Governor. A lot of several factories have sprung up there. Some are producing books, some are textile factories, and a lot.
All right.
Let me start with capacity building. We were able to register our farmers across the state. We have their database. We did that through the Ondo State Agricultural Commodities Association. So today we have a very good data of farmers in the state. We are now working on the second phase, which is registration of farmers in the forest reserve. We want to know them for a lot of reasons. We want to preserve our forest. We are equally interested because it's a security matter, security issue. We want to know those that are there. We want to know what they are doing there. That is number 2. Number 3, we recruited some of our youth. We have their data with us, and we built their capacity. We had the generic training, which is just general about agribusiness. What do you want to do? Your state of mind, and what are those things you should expect in agribusiness? We did that in partnership with Federal College of Agriculture, Akure here. And after that, we'll be having some specific trainings. So outside, diverse different other trainings has taken place. Capacity building of farmers in different commodities. And outside that too, we have what is known as the Olotu Broiler Scheme. The Olotu Broiler Scheme, we did it in partnership with Tunes Farm. What the governor did simply was to make money available for the procurement of feeds, for the procurement of
Tunes Farm in Osun State.
Procurement of feeds, procurement of necessary vaccines and medicants generally, procurement of day-old chicks. When we started, we said, okay, why we work with Tunes is that, okay, Tunes has markets, ShopRite, and a lot of big other outlets, even outside the country. And so we said, okay, it's a ready-made market. We can produce and it will sell. So we did that. And now, to the glory of God, 100% of the chicken that we are using for school feeding in the state is being produced locally by our people. So definitely across the different links. Let's look at the issue of this Olotu broiler scheme. For instance, people in this state are producing broilers. You know, in the time past, people used to produce broiler towards Christmas because that is the only time that the market is there. But now we are producing around the year. If you go to Iswada ABC Agribusiness Center today, you see a lot of our youths there. We are working, we are stocking Ekpe. At the same time, tomorrow, Ekpe ABC with 150, about 150 youths will be working in that center. We are partnering with Kona. When we leave Ekpe, we are moving to Ore, ABC, and outside that, a lot of people are into cassava cultivation and they are selling. So that is why we say it is agribusiness. It is not when you bring people and put them in the ministry that you are creating jobs. So we must work in such a way that people can earn money, they can create wealth, earn money, and keep money within the state. We are embarking seriously on tomato cultivation in the state. By special grace of God, that has been approved by Mr. Governor, and a lot of our youth are engaged in it. If you go to, we are coming up with a pig village that is addressing the needs of the people in the pig village. We've had intervention in the fishery section. We've had intervention in cocoa. Today, the Mr. Governor gave out. Not, I don't mean to do this very day, but to our oil palm farmers, smallholders in the state, what they have, the Mr. Governor gave them 6,000 hectares, 2,000 in each senatorial district, at 2 hectares per person. You are talking about 3,000 people in the state that owns small scale oil palm plantation. We are working on it, and cocoa, with this year, last year, Mr. Governor gave out 500,000 cocoa seedlings free of charge to people of the state at 50, 60, 70% survival. That implies that across the state today, you have about minimum 350, 400 new cocoa seedlings.
Okay.
And we are still number one. But we don't want to concede that number one position. That is why today in Ondo State, out of cocoa processing factories in Nigeria, we have 5 here. And shoulders above others. We are conscious of the one that Governor Ayade had recently. But the truth is that we have passed that stage in the state. You know, that one is government funded. Olotu was government funded.
Cross River.
Yeah, Cross River. Olotu was government funded before, but now we thank God it has gone into the hands of the private sector. The state is having, we are just keeping certain percentage, and the beauty of it is that it is sustainable, because there is no way government will run any of this business directly. Government cannot run cocoa processing plant directly, and we are aware that maybe eventually the Cross River will still go to the private sector. So apart from that, we have even new ones springing up in the state. So that is job creation. That is bringing money to the state. Let me tell you one secret. Companies looking for foreign exchange, you know what they do? They come to the state and open a warehouse. Instead of going to queue at central bank looking for forex. So all they need to do is just to buy cocoa, take it out, get their money there, buy what they want to buy. Maybe they want to bring in machinery, their spare parts they want to buy, whatever they want to buy. So it's so simple, and it is very obvious, very glaring, that Mr. Governor has done tremendously well in the agricultural sector. I will give him 101%.
You will give who?
I will give the governor 101%.
Interesting. Now,
Just sincerely, I believe the governor deserves even the third term, if that is possible. I will tell you this. Look at the lean purse of the state. We are in a state now that what Arakuri is receiving on monthly basis is about half of what his predecessor got when they were in office. And look at the volume of infrastructural development that has taken place in this state. It is unprecedented. It has never happened before. We've talked about agriculture. I'm now talking about roads. Now let's leave roads. Let's look at primary schools. Today in this state, you have over 700 primary schools that has been brought up. Please, I want you to go out. I want you to go and see some of these schools. I want to talk to people, find out what has really taken place concerning education. So, Olotu, the University of Science and Technology in Olotu was almost dead before Arakure came here. But now there is life there. The place is better. Is it in the health sector? So when you look at it globally, you agree with me that Arakure Oluwarotimi Odunayo Akeredolu has done what Napoleon could not do. He has excelled. He has recorded and is still recording more. Look at look at when it comes to prudent management of resources. You know what he did recently? They gathered vehicles over the years. Said these ones are scraps. We have to sell them as scraps. He looked at it. He said, "Please assemble them." People thought he was going to sell them as scraps. Official cars, Avensis, Toyota, Corolla, different types. Don't worry, put them together. When they were put together, he invited people. Those, if you see any of those trucks, any of those cars today, you will think they are brand new ones. And from that alone, the state saved about almost 200 million naira. But 165 million naira was saved for the state. How do you see that? Do I talk about beekeeping? I did not mention that. We have empowered over 100 beekeepers in this state, and we have renovated. Although that the renovation is ongoing, the Sunshine Honey Factory, which was legally encumbered when this government came into power. Our cocoa, the Sunshine Chocolate Factory, we are signing an MOU with an American company in the next couple of weeks to pioneer chocolate production. It has been completed, everything done. Then we've considered part of the Oda cocoa plantation to a Canadian company, Amat, they are coming to do cocoa here. So when you look at it, you know, those states became #1 in terms of IGR, internally generated revenue. Not that we have the biggest or the largest fund accruing through IGR, but if you look at the growth rate, what the governor has achieved from this level to it was rated, it was publicized nationwide. Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, Federal Inland Revenue, the Central Bank, they are claiming that Ondo State is #1 in the country. That is management, that is leadership. And let me just add this: Arakure is not a conventional politician. Politicians, what I mean by not a conventional politician, is not a do or die politician. I see him more as a statesman. He's not thinking about an average Nigerian politician is always thinking about the next election. No, that is not Arakure. He's thinking about the next generation. What legacy are we going to leave behind for those coming behind us? How do we make this state better? And severally, he has told us this. He said, look, we are planting trees under whose shade we might not enjoy. That is, we are projecting, laying a new foundation for Ondo State. I used to tell people that what we had before now was a wheelbarrow economy as a state. But now we have a solid foundation, which I know the good people of this state will gladly allow, encourage, and support Arakure Oluwarotimi Odunayo Akeredolu to consolidate for another 4 years. If you were here early this morning, you see some farmers, cocoa farmers, they came here, they were singing here. You know the song they sang? They said, ìjọba yìí ti gbogbo wa ni, kò máa gbọ́dọ̀ bàjẹ́ torí kò síbòmíràn tí a lè lọ gbé. Then they shouted 4 + 4 = 8 years. They came here, I did not know they were coming. They all prostrated. They said, it was recorded. They all prostrated and said I should express their delight to Governor Arakure Oluwarotimi Odunayo Akeredolu. And this year, last year, when we had the World Food Day, farmers in the state, they gave him an award. They call him Baba Agbe of Ondo State. He's not just Baba Agbe, he's Baba Cocoa of Nigeria. And what else can anybody ask? Asset, Arakure Sabo, which has become a very scarce commodity in this country today. I'm saying this before God and man. I'm not saying it as a political appointee. Is integrity, is fidelity. People in this state today, they have gotten to that level that they know that they have a governor that doesn't tell lies.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
They know that I was with a traditional ruler. I was with him. I said, Kabiyesi, why is it that I don't want to mention his name? Very prominent. One of the best three, one of the first three in the state. I said, Kabiyesi, why is it that it seems as if you don't like the governor? He said, that was in the past. He said, I came to him, I said, you should do this for me. He said, no, he's not going to do it. He said, he was shocked. He said he did not even maneuver, he did not even encourage. He said he was so blunt. So he said that there was something that he did not even ask for, that he did for him. He said there was another thing. I came to him and he said, okay, this one we do. So he said he has come to realize that Governor Olotu doesn't tell lies. The chief imam of Akure said it openly in the mosque that this is the first time that he will see somebody in that kind of position that will not tell lies. He said he came to him and said, Mr. Governor, please, how many people are you sending to Mecca this year? I said, the governor said, I'm not sending anyone to Mecca. So he said he thought maybe because he was a Christian, and he set his traps to monitor it. It is why he did not send anyone to Jerusalem as well. But he said he had the greatest joy when he saw the Ansarudin primary school in Akure here that has been abandoned completely. The buildings, no roof, the walls were down. He said one day he was just driving by, he said, some people taking over this. What is this? He said he stopped. I'm talking about Alhaji, Chief Imam Akorede. People knows that he doesn't tell lies and he doesn't compromise. Very blunt, firebrand. He said when he was here, he said he saw those. Is this Ansarudin primary school? He said, if this is the reason why, if this is the option this man had in mind, and he preferred that to sending people to Mecca or Jerusalem. He said, and he made it clear that he said, a Christian governor has renovated at minimum 7 Muslim schools in this state within these 2 years. He said he will continue to pray for the governor. In like manner, others too. So that asset is becoming known. He doesn't tell lies. He doesn't tell lies. He will hate you if you tell him lies. And people are getting to know that what he will do, he will tell you he will do. What he will not do, he will tell you, I will not do it. And if it is professional job, if it's once you are able to tell him this is A, B, C, D, this is why you have to do this. You have his full. It is my prayer that Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu will live long to see the fruit of what he has labored for in this state. He has really made us proud. We are proud of him. And for his family, I cannot but wish him well. And it is my prayer that he will see his children's children and even more beyond that. Because let me say this, I believe strongly in the I don't believe in the David school of thought when it comes to age. It was David that said 70 years. But God said in Genesis, after the flood, he said, my spirit will no longer contend with men. He said, for they are mere mortals. And their days will be 120 years. 120 years. That is what I wish Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu and the good people of this state. You have a governor that doesn't tell lies. You have a governor that will tell you whatever he's going to do. And you have a governor that has delivered. You have nothing more to do than to support him. 4 + 4 is equals to 8.
Thank you very much, Honorable Akin Olotu. Thank you very much.
Thank you.